Hey there, YouTube. This is Vargas, recording live from the Vargas Vault, and I don't know exactly what to call this video. I was thinking of doing a Tales from the Vargas Vault. I was thinking of calling it a news thing, but I don't know what to call it, so I'll probably just post it as Tales from the Vargas Vault, because it does involve something from my childhood, something really big from my childhood. Long story short, I woke up this morning and I was checking through Facebook as I was getting ready to, go to work. And I was checking Facebook and I saw this news article claiming that Toys R Us, the massive toy store chain, was closing up. Now, first of all, I didn't really buy it because Facebook is not 100% reliable. Not everything that you read on Facebook is legit. I had heard through different people, different outlets, that Toys R Us was going through some financial problems and that they were filing for bankruptcy. Now, when you file for bankruptcy, that you have to liquidate something to pay off some of the debts. But apparently what they're going to do, as I research further into this, is that they are... Well, let's see if I can zoom this in. There you go. Toys R Us to close all 800 of its U.S. stores. It says the store chain Toys R Us is planning to sell or close all 800 of its U.S. stores, affecting as many as 33,000 jobs as the company winds down its operation after 6 decades, according to a source familiar with the matter. The news comes 6 months after the retailer filed for bankruptcy. The company has struggled to pay down nearly $8 billion in debt, much of it dating to a 2005 leverage buyout, and it has had trouble finding a buyer. So, basically, Toys R Us is unless someone saves it, it doesn't look good for Toys R Us. It really does not look good for the toy company. And Toys R Us has been around since I can remember. That's why I'm putting on the background here the old Toys R Us commercials, because when I was a kid and I woke up early to watch Saturday morning cartoons, they would pump the Toys R Us commercials often, and I always saw Toys R Us as this magical place where you had planes, trains, and video games. It's the biggest toy store there is, and I always thought of it as like a wonderland. And when I was younger, like when I was really, really younger, my family was okay financially. We had enough to eat and stuff. So occasionally, my dad would take us, me and my brother would take us to Toys R Us. And I was just at awe at how awesome Toys R Us was, because you had everything. You had board games, you had action figures, you had video games. It was amazing. Everything was packed to the full of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers, GoBots, anything you can think of, they had it at Toys R Us, and Playmobil, Lego. It was just amazing, just a wonderful store. And once a month, when he could afford it, my dad would take us to Toys R Us, and if we did our chores and got good grades, he would buy us something. And I would usually get a Masters of the Universe or Turtle, and my brother would also get Masters of the Universe. At the Toys R Us, I asked my dad to buy me a wrestling 2-pack that had Hulk Hogan and had the Junkyard Dog, one of those thumb wrestlers. And of course, the biggest thing that impacted my life from Toys R Us is the day that we went to Toys R Us, and again, my dad was going to buy me something, and instead of buying a toy, I picked up Batman 3 comic book pack, which had 396, 97, no, I said 97, 98, and 99. It had a two-part Two-Face story, and then another one that had an Axe Maniac, and the cover was a shrunken head. I showcased that 3-pack when I found it at a flea market, and that changed my life because that's what got me hooked into comic books, and that was thanks to Toys R Us. And I remember that when episode 1 came out, I asked my dad, we gotta go to Toys R Us because Toys R Us is the biggest toy store there is, and I want to get episode 1 action figures. And we went to a Toys R Us. My dad went out of his way to go to a Toys R Us that was a little far off, and there we found a whole bunch of the episode 1 figures, and I just have so many fond memories. Even when we had financial problems, when my dad lost his job, he would, and when we would cross the border to do grocery shopping, until we couldn't do that anymore. But when we still could, he still took us to Toys R Us. He didn't buy us anything, but he still took us to Toys R Us just so we could, look at the toys. Because just the simple fact of going to Toys R Us and looking at the toys for me was pretty cool. I felt bad that I couldn't buy or I couldn't get a toy, but still, just looking at all the toys, all the wrestlers, and all the new toys that were coming out, and the video games, because Toys R Us had for each console that came out, they would have a little kiosk that you could play the video games. So even that was cool. And I know my dad, did it just so we could have that experience with Toys R Us, and just the idea of it disappearing is just insane. It's crazy to me that the biggest toy store there is, with the giraffe whose name escapes me at this moment, that's been a part of my life since as far back as I can remember, is now gone. It's going to be gone. They're going to close everything out unless a miracle happens, but it's gone, and it sucks. It sucks that my daughter's really young yet. I won't be able to take her to Toys R Us, to see her little face when she sees all the awesome stuff, the Star Wars figures, everything that was in Toys R Us was just, the commercials were always cool, the song was catchy, I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. It was so cool, and it's really, really depressing to me to think that something else from my childhood is gone, just gone. A lot of the actors that I grew up with have, for the most part, or celebrities, have started dying out. Kmart is gone, Blockbuster is gone, video rental stores are gone. For a while there, even Hostess was gone, but they eventually came back, and I'm hoping that happens with Toys R Us, because I really do want to take my daughter, and eventually, when we do have another child, I would like to take them to Toys R Us. I would like them to, experience going to a store dedicated to kids stuff, because there's stores that have kids clothes. There's stores that like GameStop specializes in video games, but nothing. I mean, I guess also Walmart could kind of be the same thing, but Walmart only has like 5 aisles of toys, whereas Toys R Us had everything. Toys R Us had everything. They had aisles and aisles of stuff, and when it was Halloween, they would decorate as Halloween, and when it was Christmas, they would have Christmas stuff, and it was so cool. There's a Teddy Ruxpin commercial I remember seeing, and they came out with a Mickey and a Goofy that would talk, and it was so cool. Every time, it was Christmas time, when we were okay financially, I would watch the Toys R Us commercials to see what new toy they would advertise, and I would make a note of it in a little piece of paper, and I was like, I'm gonna ask Santa for this thing I saw at the Toys R Us commercial. It was so cool, and now all of that is gone, and I feel bad for newer generations. I feel bad for my daughter that she'll never get to experience Saturday morning cartoons, the thrill of waking up early to watch cartoons, going to Toys R Us, stuff like that. It sucks. I feel bad for the newer generation. I mean, they have their advantages with their iPhones and their internets and everything, but and maybe call me a grumpy old man, but my generation, the things that I grew up with, I feel are way better than the things that kids nowadays are growing up. I remember the laser toy that was just there on screen. Captain Power, I think it was called, and I remember seeing that from Toys R Us. Look at that! Look at that! Wow, that was when they were advertised the Nintendo with Super Mario Brothers. Oh my god, I remember that. There's Punch Out and Zelda and RC Pro Am and Mario Brothers and Metroid. Ah man, that freaking sucks. That's gone. Just gone. Ah, it really is a sad day for me and for I don't know for how many people out there. I don't know if you grew up with Toys R Us or if you stopped by Toys R Us. Yeah, the Toys R Us was usually the most expensive place to buy toys. I mean, you can buy toys cheap at Target, Kmart, or Walmart. Toys R Us was always a little bit more expensive, but the selection that they had exclusive figures or exclusive combos for video games and toys, and there's stuff that you could only find in Toys R Us that you can't find anywhere else. So yeah, you pay a little bit extra, but they had aisles and aisles and aisles of toys and video games. I remember the video game section was beautiful. Not like Targets or Walmart's. It just was like 2 aisles, and they had a whole section dedicated to Nintendo and Sega. And then when it came out, the PlayStation 1 and everything, and they had stands that you could look at, and man, so many good memories, and all of it's gone, and everything I grew up with is disappearing. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of my chest and share with you a little bit of nostalgia with this news that Toys R Us is a goner. Again, something might happen. I mean, Hostess was a goner, and then someone bought the name and they started releasing Hostess products again. So maybe somehow, some way, Toys R Us could still survive as a few stores that maybe make it, but I doubt it. It's gonna go. Everything points out that it's gonna go the way of Kmart. Kmart's gone now. Blockbuster's gone now. So Toys R Us is next, and it's hard in this. Everyone has gotten lazy. It's all about convenience. I mean, why go to a store, a brick and mortar store, when you can just sit on your sofa, open up your laptop, go online, order something, then just wait 2 to 3 days for the stuff to be delivered. I mean, that's why video rental stores disappeared, because why go out and go to the store and look at the selection and see a cover, see if it's something you might like, and then take it home and then watch it when you can just open your computer and stream a movie, and if you don't like it, well, you can just stream another one, and I don't know. I grew up in a different age where people went out and did stuff, not just sat in their sofa and just freaking didn't go out or anything, and I feel bad that I won't get to share Toys R Us with my children, and that sucks. So yeah, just wanted to record this. Just wanted to get this out of my chest, because it was a big blow to my childhood to know that this the biggest toy store there is closing down, and is disappearing from the face of the earth. It just sucks real bad. But I don't know. Maybe another store will pop up and take its place. Maybe not be called Toys R Us, but might be called something else. But I doubt it. The way things are going. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So yeah, that's kind of sucks. But I don't want to record a super long video. I just wanted to share with you some nostalgic memories about Toys R Us, the news that Toys R Us is closing down. If you have a Toys R Us close by, it doesn't say when everything is gonna go into effect, when they're gonna start doing a going out of business sale. But if you have a Toys R Us close by, I would suggest you run there and buy the sales that they're gonna have. If you want to get the good stuff, I do hope that I can get to a Toys R Us. There's one in Las Americas. There's a Toys R Us outlet, and there's one in Palomar. The bigger one is in Palomar, so I'm hoping somehow, some way, me, the wife, and our daughter can cross the border and go to a Toys R Us, see what we find before it goes out of business. Take a couple of pictures, maybe record a video from Toys R Us. If I can get to do it, I'll do it, and I'll post it here as the last goodbye to the biggest toy store there was. Because now it's not is, it's was. So I might do that if I get a chance to go to a Toys R Us before they close. But till then, kind of a depressing video. But you know, just wanted to share that with you guys. If you have some fond memories of Toys R Us, please leave a comment. You know, if you have something memorable from Toys R Us, share it with everyone. You know, maybe we'll pique interest in the toy chain again and save it somehow. I don't know, but leave something there if you can. I really appreciate you know, hearing about your similar stores, or do a response video. That'd be cool. You know, if you can do a response video and share your memories of Toys R Us if you have any. But until I see you all again, this was Vargas signing out from the Vargas Vault, thanking you all, and goodbye. And never grow up. Always be a Toys R Us kid.